Okay, my voice is pretty quiet compared to the games. We're going to just lower the game's volume just a bit, I guess. Raise the mic volume just a bit. I really do hate to drop the game music at all. Nope, that's too high. There's a buzz. There's a buzz there, so we have to be careful of that. Okay, what about now? How does that sound? I wonder if it's the way that I'm holding the microphone. Okay, what about now? Testing. Okay, that's clearing it up just a little bit, but the buzz is still there. Is the buzz actually there, or... Yes, it sounds like it is. So what? Oh, that buzz is just my headphone. Okay. Okay, there we go. We're good now. Go ahead and put these away. I'll just keep an eye on the stream like this. Okay, so different kind of game tonight. I've had a rough couple of days. And rather than something that is beautiful but scary, I'm gonna do something a little comforting to me instead. So, I realized earlier when I jumped into this, I got a new computer a few months back, and I have 1 game's worth of saves. I didn't do a lot of saving. I didn't create, I didn't do my full playthrough the way I normally would. And on my old laptop, I actually had a playthrough where I had all 3 endings. Well, I had 3 endings, specifically the best endings with each of the boys, because I love all 3 of them so very much. I do have favorites, but when push comes to shove, Cove always comes first, really. Yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and play this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for my perfect playthrough, but I will play kind of just as I usually do. Would I like a gameplay explanation? No, okay. I am good. I do not need a gameplay explanation. I know how this works. So, we're going to start off. No, Ringo. Okay, go ahead now, buddy. No, come on, off the wires. Go. You can sit at my feet or by my side, but don't step on the wires, okay? Good boy. Okay. I am realizing I'm gonna have to change up my character just a little bit because I am playing online. Fuck it. Probably not the safest thing to say, but fuck it. Unless they have the other name I would go with. We'll go with my name. But I've always liked this little character. She usually starts off with... Considering who will probably end up watching this, do not laugh. I think I went way too far. Yeah, I went way too far. Okay. There we go. Page. What do I usually do? I usually... Ooh! Hang on. Okay. Weird. Why is it not coming through on my headphones? That would be why it wasn't coming in on my headphones, because my headphone volume is down. I think I do this look every time just to see if my other name is on here. It's not. Although there are just a ton of names here. But the name we will be going for... It's about as close to my name as I can get. Okay. Do all freckles this time. And freckles are adorable. And done. I forgot I should probably read this. It's my job as a streamer now. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usual sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of school-less vacation with it. During your summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kid who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that familiar, friendly residents waved, or asked how your family was, or mostly just said hello. Alright, now my favorite part of this game is getting to pick who your character is. And while I change up what she looks like, and I usually change the older levels, I do have a very fun way to play this where I am a very anxious child. Yes, that is because I was a very anxious child. So, you didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. Yeah. They still smiled at you anyway, and that made you feel a little more comfortable. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. Unfortunate place for a man to be, really. On the curb outside your house is just when you turn around and pretend that's not your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person, or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever, or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your mom called it. Moms, sorry. We'll probably only go for a little bit tonight. Oh, damn. I didn't realize it was already that late. So yeah, we'll only go for a little bit. Probably the first memory. So, for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Yes, it would. My mother taught me a lot about true crime when I was young. A lot. And my grandmother. My family really liked watching murder shows. Anyways, your moms had a talk with you and your big sister about this kind of situation before. Okay, let's see what we took away from this lesson. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. Bless the child that did this. Bless the child that just said, no, I didn't hear what my parents said. But a friend. No. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. Okay, so okay, understandable. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. Hey, I like this answer. You weren't sure about this man yet. Hell no, I'm not. Hell no. Weird, creepy man sitting on my curb. Hate it so much. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing he was blocking... Oop, wait, did I miss something? Oh, no. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more of what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. No. This man is blocking the door to my house. I cannot get inside. I am a small child. Help. You slowed down, your mind racing for ideas on how to get past him unseen, but it was too late to escape. There was a split second where your eyes met, and you took in a shaky breath, your eyes darting to the sky, pretending to stare at a bird that was hovering nearby. Hey! Fuck. Yeah, kid, that doesn't work for me either. We're not very subtle sometimes. No, I wasn't looking at you. Go away. Oh well. At least we get to see one of the 4 most attractive people in the game. His voice startled you and made you jump, but still you didn't mind to look at him. But still you didn't look at him. Didn't mind to look at him. No, I never mind to look at this. I never mind to look at Cove, or no, not Cove. Clifford Holden. Oh, this man. The bird landed on top of a nearby gate post and its black feathers ruffled in the gentle breeze. Trying to keep your eyes on it was tough, especially when the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Fuck! Not wanting to seem too approachable, you folded your arms. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. Absolutely. I did the math at one point, and I'm pretty sure if he's not my current age, he's a few years older than me. I love this man. I love this man. One of the 4 most attractive people in this game. I'm so sorry, Cove, Baxter, Derek. Ooh, shit. Wait, no. They're 6. I forgot Derek's parents. The parents are so hot. The parents are so hot in this game. Like, I love the boys. The boys are sweet. The boys are lovely. The boys are wonderful. The parents. The parents in this game are all incredibly attractive, and I hate it. It's the worst thing ever. And that's terrible to say. Why did they make all the adults in this game just the hottest things ever? Do you live around here? What's your name? Questions I wish he'd ask me. Me, the real me. Not the character. Me. No, my character does not want to talk to you. My character is terrified of you, strange, tall, blonde man. You looked the man up and down. Yes, I did. Taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. I don't know, his character model seems really smooth and charismatic. Which is really, really, really cool of him considering his son is definitely missing. I understand he's probably just being this way because he's trying not to frighten us off, but still. I'm joking about all of this. I love this game so much. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. Yeah. I wonder if this man, Clifford Holden, I wonder if he's obsessed with the ocean. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for you to answer his question. I'll be honest, this is not how I would have responded. I probably would have said something like, yeah, I live around here, or something like that. However, I have a favorite way for this entire situation to play out. When I say that this child is anxious, I mean it is anxious about everything, except one thing, and that is Cove. It is very focused on making sure Cove is okay. Because Cove is sad and it doesn't like sad things. So, it continues to say nothing. It is terrified. It is a startled deer. if you do... He rubbed the back of his neck uncomfortably, giving you a small smile. Yeah, dude, you should feel really uncomfortable for what you're about to ask. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him.
Well...
Could you do me a favor? Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Why is he closer? Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have... Let me start over. Yeah, Mr. Holden, you're not making a good first impression. There's a reason that I kept wondering if this... The entirety of my first playthrough, I thought this was going to turn out to be some secret horror game. Because of this opening, because Clifford Holden in this opening, what the fuck were you thinking? What the fuck, my good man? He gets everything he deserves in the reaction I give him, okay? I feel bad about it a little bit, but also not at all, because this is the worst way to approach your new neighbor. The absolute worst way. I think I'm shouting. I need to stop shouting. It's very late. Okay. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove, who's about your age. Cove. That seemed like a strange name for an actual living person. You chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. You thought that was pretty cool. You never met anyone with that name. I am a child. I am easily distracted. We moved in across the street. See? He gestured to toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. Fuck. I accidentally reset it. I've done this before and then accidentally had to play through the entire game as Jamie Last. The very first time I did it, I tried to save everything and I ended up playing Jamie Last. Okay, let's try this again. It doesn't pronounced the way I like it to, so I guess I might as well switch it. You start out as a sheep. And we're gonna speed run. I'll put my mouse over here so I don't accidentally... There we go. You must be Jesse Rhodes, right? I met your mom earlier, and they told me you were 8, like him, so... You want us to be engaged from the age of 8. No. It will grow organically if it grows at all. I may choose Baxter. You never know. Or Derek. You know what? I could use Derek. Derek is nice and stable, and that sounds very nice. I mean, Cove would also be nice and stable. So would Baxter, but Baxter would be exciting. I'd be so tired all the time. Oh, God, I'd be so tired. I'd murder him. He'd keep me fit, if nothing else. Because I would dance with him every time. Damn it, Baxter, I'm so tired. Okay. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance, and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him.
Do you mind?
But you gotta keep it a secret, too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You eyed the man. You felt kind of sorry for Cove. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Had your moms done that for you and Lizzie? The thought made you frown. What do you say? Want to make a deal? Now, my answer is always don't take the money. I don't take the money either way because, no, I'm not going to take money to be somebody's friend. I'm going to be their friend organically. Especially if it's a sad child. I want to be friends with them so that I can try to help them feel better because I want them to be happy. Now, that being said, that'll be what my character will want. And yeah, it's what I want too. I want the kid to be happy. He's so sad right now. So we wouldn't take the money regardless. However, the reaction of this man if you run away is the funniest thing ever. And it is so deserved for that creepy ass opening. Oh my God, child, stranger danger. So, while I love this man with every fiber of my being, while I love him so very, very much, we are going to just run away from him. You spun around and make a break for it. Stranger danger! You turn on the spot and bolt it down the street, ignoring his calls behind you. Hey! Come back. I'm sorry if I scared you. Oh my God, Clifford Holden. That is the stupidest thing you could have done. And the fact that you didn't tell the parents. I didn't know how else to ask. Clifford Holden, you're the worst. The soles of your shoes slap against the concrete. sidewalk as you ran, the heat from the sun warm on your face. First sight. Eventually, his shouting faded into the distance. You let yourself slow down and try to catch your breath, wiping the sweat from your forehead with the back of your hand. The chirping of crickets and tall, dry grass echoed around you, and you lifted your head to survey your surroundings. You'd run right into the hills behind your house's backyard. That is just really pretty. Like the ocean out there. From here, you could probably get back inside without seeing that guy again. There was a loose plank on the back fence, too small to fit through, but you could try waving to Lizzie for help. Lizzie is our sister. The fence is pretty high, but if you stood on the neighbor's shorter fence post first, you might be able to pull yourself over. You would be able to hide here until he left. Then you'd go through the front door. At this point, I would be counting on Lizzie to try and help me out here. As my older sister, I would really hope that she would do something if she saw me waving over the fence. You couldn't yell because the man might find out where you were, but your family would have to see you sooner or later. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, but couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass and the white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a bit like you'd found a deer in the wild. And deer didn't have sad frowns, but this new boy did. You wondered what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, and then another. And then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected in the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and to show you weren't scary. Are you lost? With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything. He just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks, and his knees were soaking at the hem of his shorts. And his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. He was your age, but he didn't look familiar. Maybe he was the boy that weird new neighbor had been talking about before you ran. Only way to know was to ask. You waited for him to say something. I'm going to give him space to talk if he wants to. He sniffled a little, rubbing at his ruddy cheeks before he finally spoke. My character, especially at this first one, tends to be so shy that she doesn't say much at all. My name's Cove. You see him hesitate, shifting his eyes to the side, and then back to you again. My dad and we moved here. Your guess was confirmed. So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. Yep, you can't own a hill. Or you just shook your head. I'm just gonna shake my head. My character just does not say much. While doing so, you also picked at a strand of lint on your leg. What a weird question to ask. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that surrounded this hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers, too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat of the afternoon sun. Why'd your family move? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents. They don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house where here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heavy with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. Stop crying. What are you, a wuss? You like it here, you just have to get used to it. I don't think bright and sunshiny is going to solve the day here. Let's just commiserate with with the poor kid. He's going through a lot right now. Ringo. You are a jackass sometimes, you know that? Okay. I want my mom. We're gonna say I'm sorry. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. You felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. Couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms, but it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you hear your parents. Jesse.
Cove?
Kids, where'd you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to that house. It'll be okay. You were struck with by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna all be fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him when you really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked towards the sound of his dad's voice, silently, and turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm.
Sorry.
I still don't want to go. Well, our parents are about to find us on this hill. They're gonna go over the top of the hill. We're just gonna sit and wait with them. As long as we don't move, our parents will find us. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you can answer, you heard Cove's dad even closer than before. There you are, bud. Parents found us instantly. No point having to move. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes land on you and they rush over. Both your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Hello, two of the other 6 hottest people in this game. Jesse, you're here after all. We've been at the park to check for Cove, and then we heard what happened earlier when you met the neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. No, we're gonna say, no, we were just sitting in the grass. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? You looked over at Cove, who was whittling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. So, I have almost 400 hours in this game. I've played, especially the base game, multiple times. Because I'm pretty sure that I did a playthrough of the base game every single time I also did a DLC run. So, because I always wanted to finish up with the, and by the end of the game, my relationship is always so close with Cove that we might as well be in a relationship. Like, occasionally, if I know I'm gonna be doing, like, a Cove run for me is, it starts at the beginning of the high school year, or the end of graduation, or whatever. That final summer. And I think, in those hundreds of hours that I did play, there was one playthrough where I did just say, no, my character knew from the very beginning, no, I'm marrying him. That one's mine. I claimed him. I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. Alright. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's what
Thank you very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Jesse knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home by now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove. Bye. The two of them walked off into the dark heading towards the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper play date tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you. How does that sound? Still doesn't like to really speak that much. It sounds like words. Oh God. Both your moms laughed, the sound overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Alright. Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove. In this step. It can change in later steps. Alright, well, I am always nervous, but I am very fond of him. Okay, nervous fondness. You won't be able to change it again until step 2. At the breakfast table the next morning, you finished your food faster than usual. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play, but you'd stay put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Okay, I've seen the time. I need to go to bed. I can only have 1 cup of coffee tomorrow, so we will save here. I last stopped here, so we will skip ahead